most people should be unlocking the first classes either tonight or tomorrow. So let's talk a little bit about right now what I've been running with my sorcerer, what I would recommend you guys do depending on the spells you get, and the most important spells to keep an eye on for now and the future as well. So before we go into this, hello degenerates, welcome back to Waifus. I'm Sefhi, your favorite gambling addict. Today's topic, sorcerer, and what builds I've been running. I've been running a few builds, one for light, breeze, wind, harmony, which is one spell of each, and one for fire as well. So let's jump into this and let's start with the lighting build. Before we start with all of these different builds, as usual, take it as a reference and build upon what you already have. All right, mix and match, see what works for you. That said, leave a like, subscribe, and let's start with the lighting build. We're gonna start with the new spells we got for techniques for light, and we got a lot of them. We got 4 of them actually. The first one is your bread and butter spammable skill, lighting change, one of the best spells to clear enemies, waves of enemies, and for AoE damage. Really good spell. If you guys can use this for normal mobs, it's gonna be saving your ass in so many situations. Pretty nice skill, like it a lot. Then we get a small area of effect, flickering stars, really good damage, almost 100% by default, pretty good. And it's also going to be dispelling one random buff from an enemy, so pretty good. Then we have a buff actually, and this is this one right here. This technique, energy burst. This can be used on any build. It does not have to be a lighting build, does not have to be a fire or anything specific. You can use this anywhere and it will work. It will make it so your next damaging technique gain increased accuracy and deals 50% more damage. Pretty good buff. I have not been using it. People recommend going with this, for example, for a full lighting build, but I've been instead using wind light, and you'll see why on a second. And then lastly, the new best skill in terms of damage for lighting is going to be Light of Dawn. Huge line that deals light doom damage. And this is dealing damage twice, and doom simply means extra damage to shields, extra damage to summons. Pretty nice for the extra damage or for the annoying elite enemies who have, you know, those big shields that reflect damage. So that's the build that I've been using. Now, why are we mixing elements instead of focusing on only one? And that's because moving forward for tier 2, even tier 3, and possibly even in the future, one of the strongest spells you can be running is going to be this one right here, Elemental Harmony. For each element, I'm gonna equip techniques that deal damage, increases the caster's elemental mastery, stacks up to 4 times. Right now, on Mythic Rarity, it's giving me 352, which means I get 352 for my 3 spells of lighting, and then another 352 of elemental mastery for equipping a wind technique. And if you equip one of each, you're gonna be stacking this up to 4 times. Really strong. Way better than just running, for example, your single one if you have 4 spells, or anything else that could be, you know, for example, the old spell, this one right here, Elemental Mastery, 371 for all spells. So this is a really good spell. Keep it in mind. It's probably priority for a lot of people. Even if you want to ticket it, it's pretty good. That's what I've been mixing most of my builds with 2 spells at least. When it comes to passive, we're still using a lot of mana search because crit fishing, it gets better. Now you have an offhand which will give you crit rate, so it does get better. You might be able to remove it. For me, I still prefer to run it. We're still running Unstable Aura, fantastic damage, and now we have a similar skill but even better than Unstable Aura, and that's Lighting Mystery. This works on any build. Each time the caster's technique deals damage to an enemy, there's a 30% chance to trigger Thunder, dealing 45.6% of lightning damage, while Unstable Aura, it's a 31.5%. So a really strong spell. Both of them combined are going to be dealing like really high numbers of damage. Like I've been on the raid doing more damage with my Lighting Mystery sometimes than some of the spells. So that's my light build. I've been liking it for clearing mobs. For single target, I have not been using this one, however. When it comes to freeze, I also been mixing. I feel Ice Spike is a really bad spell. I don't like it at all. I don't know why. I might be tripping here, but I just don't like Ice Spike. So instead, I've been combining the 3 water spells we have with Elemental Harmony, with Water to Ice in this case, instead of Unstable Energy, while still keeping my Lighting Mystery and my Mana Search. There is a new spell for water, and that's going to be Frosty Nova. It's a pretty powerful spell. It does decent water damage and has a 30% base chance to inflict frozen on the enemy. I'd rather use this on any situation than the Ice Spike. I just don't like this spell. I don't know what it is, guys. Something weird about it. So I just been combining water with my Light of Dawn, so we have 301 to proc this and get Elemental Harmony. You could be going instead at the moment for your Use Blazing instead if you prefer, because it is more damage, 983. So it's up to you. That's for the water build. Then we have the wind build. The wind build is getting a new passive that is pretty good, I will say. So I'm still running Lightning Mystery, I'm still running Unstable Aura, I'm running now the Wind's Whisper and the new spell right here. So it's chance to deal damage, but you also have a 50% base chance to delay the target's action by 20% after dealing wind damage 3 times. And with your Wind Light and Tempest Sphere, there is no problem on doing that. So I've been using this build, it's been pretty good. The biggest problem this build has is that all of the skills have cooldown of 1. So what I would recommend, because I personally do not like Iron Thorn as a skill, it's to instead switch this to the Lightning Chain, because this can be a skill you can spam every turn while you wait for the cooldown on all of your wind spells, and still you can keep your Wind Whisper, right? So that is the wind build. Also, obviously, there is no crit rate in here. This depends on your build and how much crit rate you can get. Usually, as a general rule of thumb, and I'll show you guys numbers in a second, Mana Surge is still really good. 16% might not seem like a lot, but you'll see that all of the builds on single target with Mana Surge tend to do better. Still, Wind is getting a pretty good build upgrade thanks to this new passive, Wind Shadow. Then we can go into the Harmony build, and this has been, in most content, the highest damaging build that you can run. For single target, instead of a Fiery Star Trail, you could be switching to Flame Jet instead to proc more of your spells, both Lightning Mystery and Unstable Aura. We're using one spell of each. We're using Water Shot simply because it's a skill we can spam every turn, and then a cooldown for 1 turn for Flame Jet, Wind Light, and also for Light of Dawn, having pretty good damage on the boss. We are using Elemental Harmony and stacking 4 times this 350, which is a lot of Elemental Mastery on single target for bosses. This is the best build probably. And also, obviously, Mana Surge. And then lastly, we have the Fire build. Fire build is getting 2 new spells. First, we are getting a new technique. This one right here, Fiery Star Trail, is a big AoE that deals doom damage on fire, right? So more damage to summons and to shields. Pretty good, 34.4 plus 1.14k. It's a nice AoE damage and it does it twice. It's even bigger than your Blazing Fire Ring. So, you know, you have 2 big AoE skills. You have your single target Flame Jet and your single target with splash damage that you can be spamming, right? So this is the Fire build. As you can see, there is cooldown a little bit in there, so you have to worry about that. We are using the Heart of Flame, we are using crit rate, and we are using the new passive Raging Wildfire. And this has a 20% chance to inflict burn to grids within range when casting a fire technique. Now, if you want to keep Lightning Mystery, you can. If you want to instead switch to Flaming Path and combine it with Raging Wildfire, you can. But you have 2 spells that will be burning everything around you for extra fire damage. Now, all of those builds are super squishy. If you are dying, there is a new charm that is pretty good for sustain, and that's going to be Void Bubble. Void Bubble will proc a shield when you drop below 50% HP. That not only gives you a shield of 7.6% based on your max HP, in contrast to Gale Shield being an 8%, alright, so pretty similar. But this also gives you dodge, and dodge has a 50% chance on making you immune to damage for 2 turns. So for 2 turns, 50% chance to not take any damage. So if you are dying a lot, obviously remove Mana Surge and put this spell instead, alright? It depends on what type of content you are doing, but for the most part, to me, I've had a better luck just running pure offense stats, but obviously as a spender, right? Free-to players might have more issues surviving. So those are the builds that I've personally been using so far. This is obviously day 1. My favorite is being Harmony. So far, it's pretty good. You can be switching your Flame Jet, like I said earlier, for either a Fiery Star Trail or even for a Blazing Fire Ring, depending how much damage you want. This is what I've been using on the raid today, the Harmony build, and it's been doing really good damage. Either that or my Freezing build. That said, like I said earlier, this is a reference. Always test what works for you and what you enjoy playing. Also, you can check the recommended builds to see what the game is recommending you at the moment, right? And they are pretty decent builds. As a starting loadouts, they are pretty good. And then lastly, before we go, because I also wanted to share that, I do have some damage numbers on single target. This is important, single target. So as you can see, my Harmony build is the one dealing the most damage on single target, going almost to 9 million, and then the lowest RNG on 7.9. The Fire build on single target is not as good, but on AoE, the Fire build is one of the fastest for me to clear dungeons on normal difficulty right now. To carry people, the Fire one is really good, fantastic AoE. The Wind build without Mana Surge is losing some damage, still doing pretty good in single target. Like I said earlier, I would replace Iron Thorn because I don't think it's a great spell. I don't think Iron Thorn is a good skill on most situations. Then you have the Freeze build with Crit, doing pretty decent, 6 million, depending on the situation. And the Pure Lighting build on single target, also doing pretty good, going all the way to 7.2, depending on RNG. Now, all of this, pure RNG, nothing else, alright? Only take it as a reference because this is single target and it's only 6 runs on each setup. You could be doing 100 or 200 to get more reference to see what's actually working, alright? That said, that's basically everything for this video. As usual, any questions you guys might have, feel free to ask tomorrow. More guides on the game. As usual, good luck with your pool, the internets, and I'll see you in the next one.